So here we have an active mole hill, and there's different tunnels running, and you can see from the little beagle here trying to dig the mole out that they're on this side of the fence because this is a closed off area for the rabbitry that the dogs can't gain access to. So they've inhabited this area, and we're going to try and correct that little problem. All right, so we're going to use the gopher hawk here on this hole. It comes with a probe so that you can stick it in a hole and you'll feel a cavity, like there's a void right here when you go through the earth before it gets resistance again. So it'll be very evident that that's an active hole because there's a tunnel there. So knowing that that is there, then you can use this end of the probe. It's just a piece of plastic with a spike to create a bigger hole for the trap to go in. So we're going to put this in, and it's clearly a hole there now. We're going to pull it out, and then now we've created an opening, and we're going to set the trap and then put it in the hole. This is what the tool looks like when it's set. So you can see there's a trigger in the middle, and when that trigger is activated, it will snap shut, and it requires something. I mean, like me, you can see it moving, and I'm shaking it, and it's not hard enough to activate the trigger. Something has to crawl through that hole. So the way this works is you don't have this thing set until you put it in the hole, and then when it expands in the hole, it holds it in place. When the mole comes through to try and fix the problem, it triggers that and gets caught. So we're gonna go ahead and trip this so that I can set it in the hole and then reset it there. All right, so we have set the trap in the hole, pushed it down to manually basically cock the machinery there, and then as it gets triggered, that spring-loaded piece will spring up, capturing whatever has gone through the hole and likely killing it in the process. But we're just going to set this here, and we're going to come back later and just look at it. You should be able to visually see that this thing has been triggered. And generally it can't be triggered unless something's crawled through it and has been caught. So we'll come back in a bit and check it and see. So less than successful in terms of trying to catch this mole. They pushed this up out of the hole and filled the hole back in. We tried some fairly high-tech traps in terms of what was available to try and catch moles. We tried bait, we tried a number of different things. This one took up residency in the rabbitry and was tearing up the ground underneath all of the rabbit hutches.
It's comfortable for the mole to be in the rabbit hutches because the dogs weren't able to get in there, because around the rabbit hutches we have fenced off.
This one's been a nuisance for a while. Seems to have evaded the traps that we set, the bait that we set. In the end, it was repairing a tunnel next to where I was standing while I happened to be in here, and the low-tech solution of a shovel was the answer here. That's the end of this mole problem for the time being. They're generally solitary in nature, so it's unlikely there's another one living in this same series of tunnels. We'll have to pound down all the ground, see what becomes of it, but I think for now this should end the mole problem in the rabbitry. We got some others down along the tree line and stuff that really aren't hurting anybody at the moment, so as long as they stay away, they're probably okay back there. But if they start infringing inside of the dwelling areas of the animals, then we're going to have a problem with them, and we'll have to deal with them accordingly. But for this saga, the shovel was the answer.